all over West Michigan. This is 24-Hour News 8 Football Frenzy.
Hello again. Welcome to another playoff edition of the Football Frenzy. Regional finals tonight and tomorrow. We've got highlights from 5 different games, also previews from some of the action coming up on Saturday. I'm Jack Doles, here to help bring the highlights. The Frenzy team, Larry Figursky and Casey Jones. We're going to start in Division 2. The surprising Caledonia Scots made the trip to Matawan. Caledonia? No way they could have thought they were getting this far when they started up this season. That's David Stafford, 5-yard touchdown. Scots up 14-zip. Still in the first, Matawan responds. Brock Lamorandier, he's going to go 68 yards for the touchdown, cut the lead to 14-7. Second quarter, Caledonia, Ryan Zote fakes the give. Quarterback keeper, he's in for the score, 21-7 Scots. Game tied at 21. And this is Heath Hoogerhide in for the score. Caledonia goes on to win it. Caledonia heading in 42-28. They're headed to the semifinals.
Got some stops when we needed to, and offensively tonight, we played really, really well. Obviously Heath Hoogerhide for us. Offensively really kind of put the team on his back and made some huge plays tonight for us.
Well, Division III, after dropping their first 2 games of the season to fellow playoff teams Portage Central and Stevensville Lakeshore, Harper Creek riding a 9-game winning streak into tonight's regional final in Battle Creek. The Beavers playing host to the 9-2 Indians of Tecumseh, and this was a good game. First quarter, Harper Creek's Trevor Johnson rolling to his right, throws back against the grain. Casey Carson makes the grab, 36-yard strike. 7-0 Beavers, and let the baby powder flow. I'm told that was hard to get away from that. Second quarter, Tecumseh's John Terry, handoff up the middle. He breaks it to the sideline, snaps 2 tackles, and goes 56 yards. It was 10-7 Tecumseh, make it 17-7. Harper Creek answering back. Again, Casey Carson, this time off the pitch to the right side, will get around the corner and will go 37 yards for the score. It cut the lead to 17-14. Tecumseh's Ben Dreslinski. Beautiful pass here to Eric Aldred down the middle. That one covers 24 yards. Tecumseh back out on top, 24-14. But Harper Creek would answer 4th and 1 here. Casey Carlson, direct snap, breaks a couple of tackles, and he goes 26 yards. Harper Creek comes from behind to win it 26-24.
Spotlight game number 3, the South Christian Sailors, SC. Back to a regional final game for the first time since 2005 in Three Rivers, a reversal of last year practically. The Wildcats went 1-8. Tonight they came in 8-3, trying to win a regional for the first time since 2009 when they lost in the state final game. Things started off well for the Sailors, though. First quarter scoreless game. South Christian's Johnny Wassink lofting it up and finding Derek Wolpscher. 42-yard TD catch and run. 6-0 Sailors. Three Rivers answering, though. On 4th and 11, Sam Schutz has all day and some of tomorrow to throw. He's going to hook up with John Morsuski. 20 yards, 7-6 lead. Sailor defense, though, buckling down. Alex Hahn wrestling down Schutz for the sack. And then South, they get the ball back and they go to the air again. Wassink, he's going to find Eric Van Vorst, a 20-yard hookup. 24-7 Sailors at the break. Second half, another big defensive play. SC's Chad Sturk picking it off. And look at him go. He's going to be shoved out of bounds right here in Three Rivers territory. And coach would reward him a few plays later for that. Sturk taking it in for a TD on the ground. South Christian, regional champs into the semifinals. They win tonight, 38-14.
It surprised me a bit. We can see it all week in practice. These kids are they're practicing hard. They believe they can win a state championship. We might have to knock them down a little bit to size on Monday, but this is a great team. They believe in themselves. We got great senior leadership on this team. I've said it all year. That's what's brought this team this far is our senior leadership.
All right, 4 weeks into the season, West Catholic was reeling 1-3, and their playoff hopes were looking very bleak. But 7 straight wins had them 2 victories away from a return trip to Ford Field. Falcons took on Newaygo tonight at home, and thanks to upsets by both teams, they get to play this one at West Catholic. And it's West Catholic that strikes first. Andy Corey going to go up the gut, 44 yards for the touchdown, 7-0 West. Newaygo answers in the second quarter. Run that wing tee, and Heath Harrington, who's got it, there he is, Harrington up the middle. He's gone 68 yards. This game tied 7-7. The Falcons, West Catholic is going to answer on the very next possession. Travis Russell, 2-yard touchdown pass to Drake Wooten. and it was 14-7 West at the half. Second half, Russell, he's going to find David Kuzma, and it's 21-7 West Catholic. That's your final. The Falcons headed to the semifinals.
Week 4, we were battling, didn't know if we were going to be here. But our kids, they buy into our system. Our coaches have done a great job, and our community, it's just great to be here. And, when you work all season long, these are the kind of things you expect to, and you set the goals, and you want to be there in the end.
When I found out I was going to be the coach, I grabbed a group of these core seniors and said, fellas, we can turn this around. We can do great things. And these guys have fought all season long to do those great things, and I've asked them all year long to make big plays, and they have. We just came up short tonight against a very good West Catholic team.
Also tonight from Division 5, Flint Powers ends Portland's season. Final score out there, 45-28.
In Division 6, the 9-2 Falcons of Constantine out of the Kalamazoo Valley making the hour 15-minute trip to the east to Hillsdale. Unbeaten Hornets of Hillsdale, and well, they are unbeaten no more. Constantine let them have it early and often. 7-zip up already in the second. This is Tommy Reed, or second possession, to Ben Malo, who breaks free and goes 60 yards untouched. It was 13-0 Constantine, and that was just the beginning of it. First play of the second quarter, it's Reed again. This time he's going to give it to Peyton White, and he will walk in from 15 yards out. The lead was up to 19-0 midway in the second. Constantine again, Reed this time to Malo, and this time he'll go 45 yards. Falcons built a big 27-0 lead early and then hold off Hillsdale 49-35.
All right, going to take a break. When we come back, we'll preview some of tomorrow's action, including Rockford, headed to the number 1 team in the state, Clarkston. Stick around. Frenzy continues. All right, welcome back to the Football Frenzy. We've shown you all the highlights from tonight's games that were played. The rest of the games scheduled for tomorrow. Let's take you out. Rockford, one of those big games, and it should come as a surprise to absolutely no one that Rockford is playing in a regional championship game. Despite a ton of injuries and what Ralph Munger calls a lack of depth, his Rams are playing in the 8th regional championship game in the last 9 years. Their reward? They get to travel to top-ranked Clarkston.
I mean, they're the real deal. When they line up, it does look like David versus Goliath. They have got some big old boys, and they have some extremely talented young men that are definitely going to be playing on Saturdays that fill their roster. But we're excited. We look forward to this challenge.
Well, we showed you Caledonia's win over Matawan, the only other Division II team, Muskegon. They'll make the trip cross-state to meet unbeaten Midland tomorrow afternoon. Last week, Big Reds used both this guy, run first, throw second quarterback Jalen Smith, and then throw first and run second QB to Sean Thrower in a 15-13 win over Lowell. Both expected to play this week against the top-ranked Chemics.
They're both taking equal amount of reps in practice. They both support each other all summer long. At Veer Camp, they stayed in the same hotel room. At passing camps, they rode in the same car. Their lockers were side by side. So we're blessed with amazing individuals with character and understanding that football is a great team sport, and who's ever called upon has got to execute, and the other one supports the other. So we're pretty lucky that we don't have to worry about a controversy.
I think that was Veer Camp, not Deer Camp. So some other games we'll be covering on Saturday includes a game that figures to be an absolute shootout in Division III. Grand Rapids Christian traveling to Stevensville Lakeshore. Both of these teams have scored over 400 points this season. The Eagles, they scored 68 against Zeeland West last week. They averaged over 42 points per game this season. Lakeshore, though, they've been just as prolific. The Lancers averaging 38 per game, 53 per game in their last 3 games.
Well, after beating Catholic Central on the road last week, Comstock Park returns home for a Division IV regional championship game against Ogemaw Heights. The Panthers have taken one step closer to Ford Field in each of the past 2 seasons. They lost in the regionals 2 years ago, won this game, but lost in the semifinals last year. They're playing their best football at just the right time.
And a great matchup in Division 8. Muskegon Catholic makes the trip to Mendon. The last 3 times these 2 programs have met in the playoffs, the winner has gone on to win the state championship. Mendon last year, Muskegon Catholic in 08, Mendon in 07. No reason to believe this won't be the game of the year in Division 8 this time around as well.
Absolutely. And also playing for regional championships on Saturday, Shelby travels to Negaunee in Division 6. Decatur takes on Pewamo Westphalia in Division 7. Casey will have highlights and scores on a special Saturday football frenzy at 6 and 11 tomorrow on 24-Hour News 8. Stick around. We've got Michigan State highlights. Their game at Ramstein Air Force Base against UConn. How do they open the season? Win or lose? Well, we're back on the frenzy. Time to check in on the rest of the day in sports. Start with college basketball. Michigan State opened the season against UConn at Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. Ryan Boatwright, 6-0 Huskies. Then Shabazz Napier, the steal. He's going to throw the oop to Boatwright. 32-18. Spartans getting spanked. But they come back, cut that lead to 5 by half. Brandon Dawson, the tomahawk. Second half, the freshman Gary Harris. Strong take to the hoop. Within 3 at that point. 6 minutes to play. Harris with the steal. Spartans on the run. Keith Appling and one. Stayed up 58-56. But a couple of daggers from the UConn guards. Napier, three-pointer. Boatwright, three-pointer. And UConn beats Michigan State. Final score 66-62. Competition not quite as stiff for Michigan. 5th-ranked Wolverines over Slippery Rock, 100-62. In the NBA, Pistons in Oklahoma City. Boy, it's getting rough for Detroit. Here's Greg Monroe, the Moose. Strong take to the hoop here. Had that triple-double last game. He was outgunned a little bit by Kevin Durant. The All-Star nails the three-pointer. That one put the Thunder up by 1. And then Durant, strong tape to the hoop here. Oklahoma City hands the Pistons their 6th straight defeat. Final score 105-94. Pistons 0-6 and headed to Houston now.
On the ice, Griffins looking for their 4th straight win. That guy, Peter Mrazek, back between the pipes for the 4th straight game as a pro in the AHL. Thomas Yurko forces the issue here to Frankie Perret behind the net. Nice feed in front. And Riley Sheahan, former Notre Dame star, bangs it home. It was 1-0 Griffs. They're down 2-1 then still in the first. Brendan Smith at the point lets this shot go. It goes off to the stick of a defender. That tied it up at 2. And then in the third, Chad Billings from Ferris State had a great look at that rocket there from Brendan Smith. Second of the game. That's the game winner. Griffs make it 4 straight to knock off the Ice Hogs 5-3. And K-Wings in the ECHL falling tonight to the South Carolina Stingrays 5-1.
College hockey, Western Michigan and Bowling Green dropped the puck at Lawson. 1:10 into the second, Western up 1-0. Dan Walters gives it over to Chase Ballas. He sneaks it in past the goalie. 2-0 Western. Then just about 2 minutes later, Bowling Green's Rusty Hafner shot blocked. Bryce Willison gets the goal. 2-1 Western. Third period, same score. Puck comes out. Jake Sloat over to Dan DeSalvo. Fakes the shot. Back to Sloat. He gets the goal. Western wins it. 3-1 the final over Bowling Green.
NCAA volleyball tournament at Calvin College. This is a regional. Championships will be next week at Hope, and Calvin still has a shot. They took on Mountain Union. Megan Riedema sets up Julia Hillbrands for the spike, and here Riedema sets up Maggie Camp. Calvin wins, 25-12, 23-25, 25-21, 24-26. They win game 5, 15-6. Calvin moving into the regional final. That is where they'll take on Wittenberg. Wittenberg took on Hope in one of the other semifinals. Greer Bratschke sets up Jenna Grassmeyer, hammers it down for the kill. But Hope didn't have enough of that. They lose 25-22, 26-24, and 25-22. So Calvin and Wittenberg will play tomorrow night at Calvin in the regional final. In baseball news, the Tigers have learned the asking price of pitcher Anibal Sanchez, and he may have priced his way out of Detroit. One report says Sanchez wants 6 years, $90 million. Another has him looking for 7 years at $100 million. He was their number 4 starter last year. That's a lot of money.
Bye-bye. Adios.